So about last year, in February, I got an apartment with some roommates, some friends of mine. It was me, Jimmy, Mo, and Moo. We had a two-bedroom apartment, lived in Rockland Manor, right across the street from Sierra College. We're all going to school and everything. So Moo, it comes March. His birthday's in March. So we decided to throw a party for his birthday. We throw parties on a regular. It's not really a big deal. It's not a problem. So this night, everything's going good. We got a lot of girls, a lot of dudes. Everybody's dancing. Everybody's having a good time, drinking, smoking, doing whatever they do. You know. So, everything's going good. Then this girl, Christina Perry, shows up. And she shows up with six dudes. Two of them I knew, and I was fine with coming to the house. And four of them I didn't know, and I wasn't fine with them coming to the house. But in my head, I thought that they all came together. So if I denied her, if I denied them, I would be denying her. And I didn't want to deny her because she's supposed to be my company for I personally invited her for me. So, I was just like, whatever. Let them in, told them, like, we don't want to have any problems, we want to have a good night, blah, blah, blah. They looked kind of suspect, so I had to give them the rundown and let them know it was my house. So they was like, we're here, to have a good time just like you, blah, blah, blah. We don't want no problems. We go about our night. Then two girls show up that I hadn't seen in a while, but I partied with on the regular. So, they showed up and we hadn't seen each other for a while. So we caught up, started talking and stuff. It was kind of loud in the living room, so we decided to go to my bedroom. Now, we're in the bedroom. We're chilling, talking, having a good time, catching up, listening to music. And it comes to the point where I think in my head that I may have a threesome. They start asking to drink some of my alcohol. I have my personal alcohol in my personal fridge. I let them, take a couple shots, drink a couple wine coolers, whatever. And we're still talking, and for some strange reason, I still can't remember why. It might have been to take an important phone call, but I stepped outside to the front porch to take an important phone call. Then when I came back to my room, instead of the original two girls that I had in my room, I had my roommate and like eight other people and the two girls in there. So I told my roommate, like, all y'all gotta get out. Like, this is not the party room. Like, y'all gotta get out. My roommate was like, come on, let people come in. He all drunk and shit. And I'm like, no. Like, no one can come in here. They're interrupting what I'm working on, which was the threesome. So I make everybody leave, close the door, and lock it, and continue to go about my business. So I don't know. Shortly after that, the girls are like, "Oh, we're just gonna, go dance now in the living room, blah blah blah." So I follow them in the room. We dance, chill, still talking and stuff. And this girl, Christina Perry, who's the girl that brought all the dudes to the party, she started knocking on my door, talking about, "I left my phone in your room. I left my phone in your room." And I was like, "No, you didn't. When I left out my room, there was no phone in there." And she was like, "There's a phone in there. I left the phone in there, blah, 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 blah." And I was like, "No, there's no phone in there." And she just, insisted that there was a phone in there. So I was preoccupying the girls because I didn't want them to start talking to anybody else. I was still working on getting the threesome. So I told my roommate, "You let her in there, take my keys, let her check, and then lock my door and give me the keys back." He did that, handed me keys back, everything. Hour goes by, a couple people start leaving. Then my roommate Mo comes up to me and says, "Look, I'm not no snitch or nothing, but someone in the black and white walked out with something under his shirt." And I was like, "What do you mean?" Like, he was like, "He walked out with something under his shirt." To this day, I'm amazed why my roommate Mo let the guy walk out the house with my stuff instead of saying something. Because we were, it was me and like 15 of the homies. Anyways, He didn't know what the dude took. I didn't know what the dude took, and my fear was that they had parked right in front of my apartment because there was parking spots there. So I didn't want them to get away because I didn't know these guys, and I figured I probably wouldn't see them again. So without telling anyone or without mentioning anything, I ran off by myself. Now, I go downstairs, I don't see them, so I started looking around, and I heard something, so I started running, and then I'm like chasing them. I see some friends I know. I'm like, have you guys, seen anybody? They're like, yeah, they just ran up through here. So I started running, I'm chasing them and stuff. And then finally I hear them and I catch up to them. And I walked up to them by myself, but I had a knife with me that was like about that long. Yeah, the blade by itself was about that long, and the knife was about that long. Yeah, about that long. So I was like, when you guys stole something out of my room, you got to give it back. And they're like, no, we don't, like, well, we don't want no problems, we ain't trying to get stabbed, no one took anything, no one took anything. And I was like, yeah, y'all, my roommate said he saw y'all take something, So they were like, just searches. So I patted them all down and everything, and they didn't have nothing. Now, mind you, I don't know what I'm looking for. So I'm patting them down, just making sure they ain't got nothing. I figured it was like a Wii remote or something. I didn't think, it could have been anything big. So they don't have anything. I'm thinking maybe my roommate was mistaken. Yeah. I go back to the apartment because I'm going to try and figure out what was missing. But before I can leave this situation, one of my really drunk friends walks up and he has a big bottle of Sky and he's tapping it on the ground and he's like, which one of you guys want it? Blah, 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 blah. I don't like the way you guys are talking to my friend like that, blah, 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 blah. Y'all got my friend fucked up. And I just was like, nah, it's good. Let's just leave, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, nah, fuck that. They got you fucked up, blah, 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 blah. This is when the fight started. So, he threatens them with the bottle. Eventually, after a couple seconds, he breaks the bottle on the ground accidentally, and that's when they thought, okay, like they charged him, but he picked the glass up and threw it at him, so they like backed up and dispersed, and like a couple seconds after that happened, like literally a couple seconds after that happened, a dude just came out of nowhere, like jumped in the air and just punched me, but from like my blind side, so from like this angle, so I got punched like right here. I fell to the ground. Then I tried to, I went to get up. And then when I was trying to get up, he kicked me in the face. I fell back down. Then my friend came over, pushed him up off me. I got up. I whipped my knife out, and I started chasing the dude that kicked me. And then I swung the knife at him, and I missed by like this much. Like I was this close to getting him. Then, he started running, and I was chasing him for a little bit. But then I just got tired. And then, like, that's when neighbors started waking up. The apartment manager started waking up. The police sirens, police were coming. And everyone, like, ran out to the pool area. And, it was like a big group there, a big altercation. But, like, no one was really fighting. It was just like a big group of yelling, arguing back and forth. Then I just went to my apartment. Now, when I got to my apartment, first thing I did was go to my room so I can check and see what was missing. Before I didn't have to move anything or nothing. I just turned my light on, looked at my desk, and my big 15-inch laptop, Beats by Dre laptop, was missing. And I was like, they got me for the laptop. After I let them in the house and everything. And I was thinking to myself, well, damn, they got my laptop. And then come to find out what makes matters even worse is if I would have followed my first mind and denied them, it would never happen because they actually did not ride with Christina Perri. They came by themselves, so I could have been like, Christina, you can come in, but they got to go. And yeah, I had to call in the next day. I had to call in sick because I was up all night trying to find this dude. But I never found him. And to this day, I've never seen him again. I only know his first name. I don't know anything about his whereabouts, and Christina won't tell me nothing about him. And he got me for $1,200.